Good afternoon. Today is March 5, and we are here for a live conversation with a good human. Welcome to the Three Things with Dr. B. At the Moo Dojo, we believe that we are spiritual beings having a human experience and that we are ultimately intimately connected to one another, sometimes in ways we cannot really explain. Therefore, as we're having a conversation about the three things today, we must recognize that we don't know what we don't know. And particularly, we cannot anticipate the type of, might I say, positive impact we may have on someone else. And no, you don't need to be famous or make millions of dollars or be a New York best-selling author to actually make a difference to other people. And that's why we're here today. Thing number one, serendipity. Thing number two, purpose. Thing number three, humanity. Today, we are joined by a man whose life has been a literal and spiritual pilgrimage. From escaping the Iron Curtain as a teenager to diving deep into the shamanic traditions of the Amazon, he has spent decades learning how to translate the language of the human soul. He's a master at bridging grounded bodywork with ancient wisdom, helping people dissolve the dense energies that keep them in vicious circles. Please welcome Adam Scibich. Hi, Adam.
Hi, Beatrice. Hi, everyone.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
So maybe we can start with a quick introduction about how we met, because you and I actually met in real life, IRL, which is not always the case these days. And it's not so long ago that we actually met. So tell us a little bit about that day.
Oh, should I start?
You start, and then I'll give you my version of the event.
I'm working right now as a massage therapist in Hopewell. There's our Land to Wellness. And I set up a meeting across the wellness center with someone who is also sharing the same space, but I never met her before. So that was the first time I gonna meet Lee. Her name is Lee, and she's a nutritionist at the wellness center. So I just, met her, and we went outside on the porch, and I sat at the table, and then I was waiting for Lee. She was ordering something, coffee or something, and she came in to meet me, and then she turned over, and there was you with, I think, Barbara, who you also met at the same time. And then she recognized Barbara because she had something, probably some meeting last night, I think some breath work.
Mm-hmm.
And then that was the connection. We started,
and
getting together
then
somehow.
And then we introduced each other, and we all look at each other saying, well, there's a purpose for all of this to happen, like for us to meet today.
Definitely.
Yeah. And the little story on my end is that Barbara is a breath worker in Pennington and Ewing, and we hadn't seen each other for quite a while. And 2 days before that, I thought about her, texted her, and I was in a cafe, and as soon as I texted her, she appeared through the door. And we connected thinking, yes, we definitely need to spend some time. And so we decided to meet the next day and found ourselves on that patio at the cafe in Hopewell. And there you appeared. And so there was a sort of sequence of events that were little nudges, little signals that this was meant to be, in a way.
I can say it was set up from different realms for us to meet.
Exactly.
That's how I could describe that, yeah.
And so we connected right away. This was a few months ago.
Yes.
And then very quickly, you tell your story about shamanism and Amazon, and there's so much depth to what you have done in your life. So I would like you to take a few minutes and tell us a little bit of your life adventure and how come you're you came all the way to Hopewell, New Jersey in 2026.
Okay, so I don't know where to start. Starts my journey with like shamanism or, my spiritual journey kind of. I don't know.
Yeah, I think, yeah, just think about serendipity and what
Yeah.
has happened in your life to get to this point now.
Okay, I was after I came back to US, it was 2004. I came with my family. And in Poland, before I was leaving to US, I was doing some spiritual work. I was into like, growing and developing myself. And I was like, probably when I go there, of course, I need to work and so, but there is like more opportunities to grow. I
Mm.
need to learn language and, I will figure out, I'm going to find something that I
And
can.
yeah, so maybe I can ask that right away. Why the US?
Why the US? I think that was like a music connection. I always follow music. I was like around growing up around artists, especially musician. My father was a drummer and I was like
Nice.
all around musician. So and I was listening to American music. So I was like, I gonna go someday to this country where this music comes from. So that's like
When
a short
how old were you when the first time you thought maybe one day I'll go to the US?
10 years old. That
10
was 10
years
years old.
old. Wow.
Yes, I know.
Talk about talk
I
about
gonna
making dream happen, right?
exactly. Yeah, we were living like it was gray, there, we were very deeply connected because like there was the outside world, but I felt connected to people. I was, looking for connection actually. So
Mm.
connection and artists are the souls, I could say. They're pretty like open and connected, and I was like around those people.
Did you play music already when you were 10?
No, actually, my father was bringing always drums and home, and my brother was older. He was setting up, and he was like kicking me out.
Oh,
I give up kind of because I didn't want to fight with him. He was older, so and I want to play drums. I feel like drumming. I used to play after a while. I used to play, and I feel drumming is good. But I used to sing in a band, like just for fun. So
okay.
yeah. So
So then, 10 years old, you already like you already love drums and music, and you're already thinking maybe I'd love to go to the US because that's
yes,
where there's a soul of music.
yes.
And so, when did there's always these milestones in life that lead you to build your dream and achieve some dream. So, what are those milestones that happened for you to go from 10 years old to 2003, I think, when you said you came to the US?
It's a long story, but I'm gonna make it short,
Okay.
okay? So my mother, I could say, she will not be mad as I said so. She was professional smuggler. She was traveling. She was traveling to different countries, the East Bloc countries like Soviet Union,
Mm,
and she was like selling stuff and bringing stuff in exchange, like
okay.
buying gold and smuggling through the borders. We
Wow.
were traveling to different places in East Europe. I was always traveling with her. She took me everywhere,
Mm.
with my father. My brother didn't like to, but I was traveling. So that's like, and I know my father was going to, I think, Austria and Germany in the 1980, 81. We have a breakdown in our country. Back then, we had like the Russians stand on the border. It was
Mm.
like lots of troops were around in the on the streets. It wasn't easy time, and my father decided to come back at that time from Austria back home to be with us. He didn't want to stay in Austria there, and I know that there is possibility we can escape to Germany. I was just
And by that time, you're how old are you?
I was back then 10. Yeah, 1980 I was 10. So
Wow.
and I was like talking to my mom, like, we want to go not east, but west.
Mm-hmm.
There was no possibility so much to escape with the whole family. But she knew some officers in the police because she had money. So there were corruption.
Wow.
So she paid for the passports. She paid for different things that we can escape. And my reason was I didn't want to go to military.
Mm.
I didn't want to be drafted to military. I was like 17. 1 year I will be drafted. By the 18 I will be drafted to military. I heard stories from my brother friends when they went. I like this is not for me. I don't like
Uh-huh.
it. So and my dream came true. We escaped it. So 1987. So
All right. And so where did you go at that time?
we actually with my father 1980 with my father was two people,
Mm-hmm.
two more people. One person left stayed. I mean, one person stayed in Germany, which was our cousin actually, and the other person came back because they have children. They came back home to Poland,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and then we had this person in Germany who stayed over from 1980. We had connections somehow, so he sent us invitation, and we made it through to the other side. So
So you were in Germany, in West Germany then.
West Germany back then, yeah, that
Nice.
was 1987. And I'm telling you, I woke up on the border when we were crossing to West Berlin. We were going with the train. I woke up and I was just thinking I'm dreaming. It was totally different place. It was colorful. There was like
Oh,
advertisements. I was like, oh my God, I'm dreaming. I was just pinching myself where I am.
wow. And you're a teenager and suddenly you realize there's a whole world out there
In
that you were
country.
not aware of.
Total. Wow. Yeah. My father brought there was like books with like how you call that? They were selling stuff, and you can see we don't have those kind of advertisements.
Mm.
We have everything online. But there was books, what they selling like clothes, electronics, and we had that in our house because he brought that from the Western when he was traveling there.
So you had
And
a
I was
little,
like,
you peek into a little window of a different
yes,
world.
that's the point. And I was dreaming into that.
Uh-huh.
So the point is like when you dream, I mean, you imagine to already be there.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I was, creating kind of myself being there, having these books and so.
So that was your first experience in manifestation, is you were
Exactly.
already vibrating and feeling this energy of being there already.
Exactly. And I could say, like, everything was like, it's a frequency. We are
Mm.
frequency beings. So when you work and you imagine, like, you build up your frequency, like you're already there.
Yes.
That's how I see, in the world of like maybe spirituality, you could say. I didn't knew that back then what I was doing, right? I was
Mm-hmm.
just like imagining and just,
So what
doing
did
it.
you do after that? So you're in West Germany. What happens next?
Well, it wasn't easy because we went to the camp, which were at the camp, there was like 100 nations. We were, they sent us to a building where there was mostly Polish people.
Mm.
So
So
they
refugee
most
camp.
refugee camp, yes. So we were there in like apartment with 3 rooms. Me and my parents were in one room, and there were 3 different families in different rooms. So,
Got it.
and that wasn't easy.
Mm-hmm.
Disconnection from my friends, which I loved that,
Yeah.
and my first girlfriend, I left. It's a funny story about that girlfriend and all that. I needed to be quiet. My mom told me like, if anyone knows we're escaping, they could jail us. I
Right.
was scared. I didn't told anyone, even my girlfriend.
Wow. And that,
That
oh
day.
my goodness, at that age, it's like it's heartbreaking. Wow.
And the story was like her father was the head of the Communist Party in our city. So he was a tough guy. I was connected to this girl.
So yeah, you didn't want to tell anyone.
No.
Gosh.
It was interesting, kind of, It's a journey, kind of. You're starting the journey from
Yeah.
that point. So
Yeah, because you don't really know what to expect in the rest of your life. So
exactly. Yes.
a lot of
Yeah.
uncertainty at that point.
Yeah, and my brother was already drafted in the military. He was
Hmm.
still in the military, so we couldn't take him with. So
All right. So then, what in terms of milestones in your life? What was the big change after that? What was the big
Well, you know what?
event?
There was exploring uh, the different country, and being open for different how I could say, different views, how people can live,
Mm-hmm.
how there is totally different environment. Everything is different. How we behave, how we be with each other. It's
Mm-hmm.
totally different world, right? So I was exploring and adjusting. As you're young, you can adjust easily
Yeah.
and learn language. It took me like probably 9 months. I was just speaking fluently German. So
So, which country did you live before you came to the US?
Germany, yeah.
Just Germany? You didn't move into other countries, or you
Oh,
were
I
just
was
traveling?
Russia. I was traveling all over the Europe
Okay.
before I came here. So,
Yeah. So, how did you come here? How did you come to the US?
well, I tried many times.
Mm.
Well, as my mom, the Berliner Wall fell down and the whole communism fell down.
Yeah.
The German asked us to come back to return because we're not refugees anymore. So my parents came back, and I said, no, I'm not going back. I don't care. I'm staying here. So I extended my stay there for like 2 more years. So
Okay.
my parents came back, and my mom applied for visa to the US.
Okay.
And then she got the visa 1992, and
Wow.
she left us to
Did
US
she
because
leave your dad as well?
everyone, she sacrificed herself for the family. That's what she was. That's who she was. So
Wow. So she
1992,
came to the US, and what was the goal for her?
supporting financially the
Wow.
family as she was doing the whole of her life.
So she came here, found a job, made some income, and then supported her family back in Europe, back in Eastern Europe.
Yes, when she sends that us even like $100 $200, that was a lot of money. We could do $100. We could just live the whole month, the whole family. We were fine.
Oh wow.
That was back then in the 90s.
What courage. And so she made her
Yeah.
own life here?
Yes, she landed in like where I am right now. I'm in Trenton. So she came to Trenton. There was already Polish community
Mm.
here, very strong community. So she said she was sleeping on the floor on the mattress because there was like full of people.
Mm-hmm.
In one room there was like 4 people living, and whatever. 7 a.m. everyone goes to work. She was cleaning houses, so she
Uh-huh.
was cleaning, yeah. And that's how her start was. Not easy, disconnected from family. She missed for sure.
Yeah.
And then figuring out her life here and finding herself, it's not easy.
Wow.
Living, just going in the different country and starting from the bottom, it's not easy. I'm telling you because this is my second time.
Right. So then what happened for you to come here?
So I was having lived there for like 10 years, and I got married, and I got good job. I was working as a German translator in like a big factory.
Mm.
I was selling furniture to Austria, Germany, Switzerland. So I was working at the office, but I was using my skills, my German. And
Wow.
when I had good a job and I have good kind of money, based on that, you can get the visa. And my wife was studying. She was at the university studying psychology then. So based on that, I got the visa.
And
So
did she so you came here together?
first, I came to visit my mom,
Okay.
and I was working here illegally, of course. But then I came back. I was like, you have to apply with. I had a daughter back then, so Julia was 2 years old when we came here.
Mm.
You have to get visa. I came back to Poland. You have to get visa, and my daughter and I take that visa, and we came back.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you come back here, but now you're not a translator in a company anymore. So what do you do when you
No.
arrive here?
I started working on construction companies. There were like lots of Polish people having construction companies. So you
Okay.
start like that, not
Wow.
knowing any language, you're around Polish people, and you're figuring out stuff. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But then you did a lot more things after that. So tell us more.
well, I was doing lots of different stuff, but we had breakdowns. I divorced my wife.
Mm-hmm.
She's actually in my house right now, taking care of the grandchildren. And to her, after she got divorced, we were messed up, kind of.
Mm,
You could say we were messed up. We didn't know what we're doing. Actually, I was
mm.
partying. She was partying. And then one day I was driving with my friends to Atlantic City for just partying. And then she called me and she started apologizing for everything she didn't know. She was harming me. And I was like, who is that person? To my friend. He knew her. I said to her, listen, what did you did? She's like, I am in like a course, transformational course, and I want you to come to the course. I said, I'm very curious what you've done
Wow.
because this is like, I didn't expect that her acting this way,
Right. And what
apologizing
was
in
the
this.
course named? Because it's very well known.
Yes, it's a landmark education.
And
Now
Mark.
I think landmark worldwide. I think so. They changed it,
Yeah.
the name, brand name. So
So you took
so
Landmark.
I did landmark for a long time.
Uh
Actually, it's
huh.
like a life coaching. They have lots of different courses, life coaching courses. So and so she invited me to evening session, and it's an interesting thing what happened there. I didn't speak so much English. I understood more
Mm-hmm.
English back then. That was 4 5 years as I was living here. And there was in this course, there was a woman. She was a professional singer from New York City. I think she was very well known in the city. So she's telling the story that she broke up with someone and she lost her voice. So she during the course, when she was doing the course, she's sharing in the front the microphone that she was completing with that person and her voice came back.
Oh, wow.
As I can say right now, that was her fifth chakra. So she cleared up. She was completing and she saw for herself
Amazing.
who she was for that person, that she couldn't see it. And she apologized. So that got open. And she started
Wow.
singing to the microphone. And I was like crying there. I was like,
Wow.
I said, I want to sign up for this. What I can sign up to.
You
This
see
table
you
can.
see the power of the body, right? Where
Yes,
the body
exactly.
signals and how it talks to us and how it
Yeah.
you think sometimes it's impeding you, but it's actually
Yeah,
sending you a message and you have to hear it.
exactly. Yes. So I was like, I want to sign up. She's like, are you sure you're gonna make it? You don't speak so much. I said, I understand. I'm gonna learn. So I had courage to step in, right? So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
signed up. So and I was like, in the whole weekend, it's a weekend course. I was just crying because I saw who I was for everyone else, and I
Mhm.
started calling people and apologizing that I see who I was, and I didn't meant to, but somehow I was doing. So I apologize and please forgive me for that, and I promised to not do that anymore. So
Mm.
and I called, relatives in Poland, here, mom, dad, everyone. I was apologizing and I was crying. I crying was like releasing. I felt like lighter.
Yeah.
So I cleared that kind of.
So
And
really
then
a
I met.
transformational weekend.
It is, yes.
But then
I
you
really
said you
recommend it.
worked with Landmark for a few years. So you became a coach with Landmark?
No, I tried that there is program you can become a leader, so you
Mhm.
can like deliver the program.
Okay.
I I think I didn't have interest, but what in the program I did, there's a program, self-expression and leadership program, which you make a difference in your community.
Mm.
I took that on and I was just like raising my hand. I said, I want to make a difference in my community. I went to microphone and the coach was like, what do you want to do? I said, I don't know. I want to just do it. And he's like, okay, whatever you're going to do, how much money you're going to raise? I said, $13,000. He's like, okay. So I found a woman. There is a story. I was searching here. I found some artist. He was a painter, amazing painter. I said, listen, I want to help the community. There is a Polish school. There is like different places. Help me. And he's like, there is a woman who just lost her husband.
Mm.
He hanged himself.
Oh,
When she was delivering triplets, three babies, the same day, he hung himself in the house.
wow.
And
Heavy
he's like,
stuff.
she needs support. I said, give me her phone number. Can you tell me where is she? Do you know some? He's like, yes. He gave me her phone number, and I'm calling her. I'm just saying, like, listen, I heard your story and I want to help you. She opened herself, and so funny. Her husband was name was Adam, like me.
Uh-huh.
And as I walked in, I just like, hi, I'm Adam, and she was starting crying. I didn't know why. Like I knew she's broken, right? So it's like my husband was Adam. It's
Wow.
like, something guiding you. There is like messages she's saying, So I make a picnic with like hope with the whole community. I connected to people, and I invited like bands, rock bands, music, of course,
Nice.
bands. We were selling pictures from like artists. We raised $13,000. Could you imagine? $13,000.
So, I mean, it's interesting because he asked you the question. You had no idea what you were on the mic, no idea what you would do, but you wanted to help the community, and you come up with a number. And
Exactly. Yeah.
because you come up with this number and you're in that vibration, you actually make it happen. That's
Another
amazing.
manifestation, right?
Yeah.
What you said. So what they saying in Landmark? You are your word. Whatever you're saying, this is you committed, and you have to stay strong. What you say, you
Mm,
are. So broken promises, no
yeah.
integrity doesn't work. It breaks you down. The
Exactly.
promises you fulfill, it makes you build and make it stronger and bigger. That's how I
Wow.
saw. So it was amazing. Just we had so much fun. We created this amazing place in like forest, amazing place. Yeah, it was
Beautiful.
very great. Yeah. And then I met my second wife
Uh
there
huh.
at that picnic. And she was like, "Oh my God, did you've done that?" I said, "Yes, yeah."
Oh my goodness, the
And that was
connection of
friend,
events.
yes, and that was friend of my first ex-wife,
Uh huh.
who she kind of introduced her to Landmark. So Joanna is my second wife. So Joanna got Agatha introduced to Landmark, and Agatha got introduced me to Landmark.
Wow.
Was that the connection, right? So I married her after probably like 9 months knowing her. I married her. So
Okay, so
that's
now you're on your second marriage. You're in the US. You have done some landmark work. You started doing some community support. And but then what are you doing then professionally at that moment?
I was still I was creating with my mom cleaning business because
Oh, okay.
somehow my mom got in a fight with her, person cleaning business owner. She was cheating on my mom or something.
Mm.
I said, listen, I know English right now good. I speak good. We should create we should go to your clients. They know you, they like you. We should create the
Your
business.
own business. Yeah.
Yeah, and we created business. I was working 5 years with my mom. That was
Nice.
before I met Joanna. I mean, that
Mm-hmm.
was in the between, right?
Okay.
So, and I was working as a cleaning person. I was cleaning houses with my mom. So,
Wow.
but we make good money. That was good enough to
Yeah.
have a good life then. Yeah.
Nice. But that's not what you're doing now. So what happened next?
Well, when I met Joanna and I married to Joanna, uh, she was like, "What do you want to do? I want you to have a like your own job, and I want you to be successful, and I want you to have something that you love." We went to her friend for massages. She's like, "Maybe we could go to some massages," and I was like, "Oh my God." I felt so good after her massage. I was like, I want to do that.
Wait, you never had a massage before? Was that the first
I
time?
had, but yeah, it wasn't so good. But she delivers really, really good massage. I felt like, oh my God, I feel so good.
Oh
I
wow. So
want to
you
do
got
that.
inspired because you
Yes,
were a client. You got inspired into massage therapy.
Yes.
But massage
So
therapy is
Joanna,
not, that's not a small training. It's not a small
no,
education that you can just do in 6 months. It's a
no.
commitment.
Well, I did. You do in 6 months actually,
Really?
like intensely, because I
Okay.
was going to school. Joanna founded a school because she knew like I am into like in a different. I had a different approach, like energy work. I was doing Reiki already,
Okay.
like being trained
So
in
what, how
Poland.
come you were already doing energy work? Like where did that come from?
To story. In Poland, I fell down. I was just partying and abusing myself, drugs and different stuff. And
Uh-huh.
I realized that like this is not the road I want to go.
Mm-hmm.
And I had someone actually tell me there was like a psychic girl who I met, and she came up to me and she's like, Adam, you're on the wrong path. If you go this path, you're gonna die. And I
Wow.
was like, oh my God, that was like a slap in my face from her.
So this is
Because,
what, this is exactly what I talk about when I have this theme of serendipity. You somehow throughout your life you meet there are some anchor points, and
mhm,
somehow you
yeah,
meet one person, and it may be someone you know very well or not, but they say something to you
yes.
that changes everything.
That was very awakening for me. I was like, yes, thank you for telling me that because I needed that. Like I needed the validation that I was just thinking what I'm doing, right?
Yes.
So, and she like brought to my face, and she's like, I'm not kidding. She was a tarot reader.
Hmm.
She had those, skills. She was training herself, and she told me like, you have to do something because you're gonna die, accident or something. And I took that seriously.
Wow.
So I cut myself off the environment. I was surrounded by partying and taking drugs, and I searched for like something that will help me, and I found Reiki
Okay.
person in Warsaw. So actually, so I
So
did
you
that in Warsaw.
changed. Did you change your entire environment? Did you totally stop
Yes,
partying, frequenting the same
yes.
people, and all that?
From day to day. Could you
Wow.
imagine? Like I closed my doors because I was living at my house, and everyone was partying in my house. We were partying every weekend. There was party.
Oh my.
Everyone was partying. That I know the whole city where was living because I knew a lot of people through partying. So
So you had a little nudge from somebody, but you heard the message loud and clear, and somehow
yes.
it was confirming something you were feeling inside of you, probably. And then you
Mhm.
acted upon it, and you made some really tough decisions, which is close your doors, change your
Yes.
environment,
That's
start
yeah.
Reiki. Wow.
Yeah. That's what I was doing. I closed my doors. They were knocking at the doors, like, no, go away.
So you were already on the path to working with energy, because Reiki is a lot
Hmm.
of energy.
It is, yeah.
And so you're back forward in the US, and you get to that massage. You're already tuned in to energy work through Reiki,
Hmm.
and suddenly again you make very pivot decisions here, and you decide I'm going to become a massage therapist.
Correct. But
Wow.
Joanna found the school, and it's no accident. So she was working in a for pharmaceutical companies. She was a PhD in pharmacology.
Hmm.
So she was working in Cranberry, one of the pharmaceutical company. And next, actually, like 5 minutes, maybe even not 2 minutes from her work, she found a school which was the Eastern and Western massage approach. So both, like there was
Nice.
lots of energy classes I took, and the Western, you have to have the Western approach, right?
Yeah.
So I got two of them, and I had amazing teachers there. So I was so fortunate to really have the best teachers. I can tell.
So then you become a massage therapist, and you started
Yes.
working then.
Yeah, I started working not so far away. We used to live back then in Bordentown, and I found a place in West Windsor, uh, Elements, and I was working there for probably 3 years. to just get like practice and skills.
Mm-hmm.
You have to get skills. And then, as I was doing landmark courses, it seemed like there is some transformation, but not significant. The transformation seems like very slow and not even noticeable. We got stuck in like relationship. There was issues we couldn't overcome with my daughter,
Mm-hmm.
with each other. There was like stuff that I was thinking it's gonna be easy to go through,
And
but
it
it
was
wasn't,
not
right?
not easy.
No. So I found actually on searching on the website, I found ayahuasca, and people were saying amazing things like just go to the forest, Amazon forest, and over like sometimes over weekends, people were transforming like huge portion of
All
their
right.
life.
So, okay. So you go on the internet. I mean, come on. You are you decide to go to from partying all day
Mhm.
in Poland or Germany or Poland,
Also there and there too.
both. Um, and then somebody nudges you and says, you really need to do something about your life. You decide to go into Reiki. You come all the way to the US. Um, you decide to go through massage therapy and you complete your whole training in 6 months and become a massage therapist. And then you go on the internet and look at ayahuasca in the Amazon forest and you decide to go?
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah. Well, there's the thing, and everyone who's gonna listen to that, I just hear the bright side of the part of going through the process, because you're going through process, attending ceremonies there.
But
I
why
didn't.
that? Like what? I mean, you could have gone on the internet and found something totally different,
Yes.
but you found that. So what?
I just found the bright side, like what people saying, like how they after after the journey somehow completion, they went to the site and like it's everything nice and so and so.
So
But
was it because we even with Landmark, you were still having difficulties with your wife and your daughter, and so
yeah,
you were looking for solutions. You were still looking for
exactly.
exploring ways to be a better person.
Hmm.
And
Exactly.
so you found that ayahuasca could be the answer and you decided
Yes.
to go.
Well, that's what people were saying, that they got totally transformed
And you
and like,
decided to go by yourself or did someone of your
yes,
family come with
yes,
you?
yeah. No, I was by myself. I had courage again. Well, as I traveled and living in different countries was like, okay, I can do it because I've been to many countries and traveled in Europe. So it was
Yeah,
like,
that
okay,
doesn't scare you going to
no,
the Amazon forest of
no,
all things. Okay, so you go with a small group of people, it's organized.
actually by myself, but they had created center. There was like a woman from Canada and from England. They were facilitators
Okay.
and they knew Spanish. So and before they were created this center, so they built kind of whole center. It was small, not huge. And there were just four of us attending the ceremonies. So
Okay. How long did
there
you
was
stay there for?
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks, yeah.
All right, so tell us what can you share about this experience?
I think that could be another podcast if you want it, or maybe 10 series of podcasts.
Yeah. But in a
But
nutshell, what is our ayahuasca?
do you
And
want to have the short version of? You want to
yeah,
have the
I
short
think
version?
yeah, we need a short version of it somehow.
Okay, so it's also story to that. Like the spirit was probably taking me away from that because I was through lots of stuff when I attended that afterwards, right? So,
Hmm.
but I arrived there. You can arrive to Iquitos. That's the place. It's a city in the middle of the forest, Iquitos. You can either fly there or you can come with the boat. There is no roads there. into the
Mm-hmm. What did
city.
you do?
I flew
Okay.
because that's the fastest road. And somehow I was in communication with the facilitator. They needed to meet us in Iquitos. Prior that, you have to have they're called dieta. It's a kind of preparation. You have to eat certain, foods,
Mm-hmm.
mostly vegetarian foods,
Is
and
all of this
especially
in Spanish or in English, or
one more time.
is it in Spanish or in English, or did you have any language barriers while going?
No, it was Spanish, but there were just facilitators who spoke.
Okay.
The shamans, the whole family of the shamans, they didn't speak English. So,
Okay.
but anyway, I'm gonna tell you the story. So I flew in, and somehow stayed there at some place, and somehow I don't know how I was thinking it's at this time we need to meet.
Mm-hmm.
So I arrived at this place. It was nice American restaurant there, and I'm just sitting, and just there is no one there, and only I can communicate to the facilitators. It was just through email. So I'm sending this woman emails like,
Uh-huh.
I'm here. There is no one there. And I was sitting for like 2 hours. There was no one there. I was like, they took my money and I'm screwed.
Oh, yeah, I can tell.
I was like that.
That would cross your
I'm
mind.
going to the place and it's like, okay, I need to figure out now. I can find them. I need to figure out how I can get back home.
Okay.
I'm done with that, right? So, and then I got the email from her. No, it's like not this time. We are meeting at this time. I think it was like
There was
7 p.m. and I came like 4 p.m.
a time zone difference.
No, that was the same time zone actually there, what we have here. And I met with them finally. And there were people started sharing how their experience were there. There was different people coming to attend our, kind of meeting. And I got scared because they were saying some stuff that I was like, oh my God, what? You going through that?
Oh,
So
wow.
my heart started bumping. I'm like, oh my God, I shouldn't come here even.
Yeah, I'm like, you go all the way to the Amazon forest. You're on your own. You're not even like, you don't even find them right away. And then you start hearing other people's stories, and you decided to do all of this for yourself by yourself, and big doubt right there.
Yes. And the girls, they were nice girls. Mel was saying like, Aram, you're fine. We all got through. You'll be fine. And I trusted her. Okay, I'll be fine, right? So.
Well, you have to make a decision, right?
Yes, exactly.
Wow.
Actually, that was like a crossroads for me when I was sitting, when we arrived finally to the center, which was long. It took us from Iquitos even the whole day to arrive to the center. We were very, very deep into Amazon forest with the boats, speed boats, not just boats.
Wow.
Whole day I was traveling to the center. So
it's not like you can say, oh no, I changed my mind. I'm just going to go back by myself.
Yes. No, they just said like it's called Maloka, the whole place where the ceremony is happening. It's huge and it's beautiful. It's built with like natural wood and covered with leaves. It's beautiful. We're sitting there and then they handing us the letter with agreement that there is like possibility you may die.
The
Like,
waiver.
You may not come back and everything like it can get wrong. I was like, what? And you have to sign that you're aware of that.
Mm-hmm.
And my heart again started bumping. I was like, oh my God. And they said like, okay, we can drive you back, but 75% you can take it and we need to keep the 25%, of the money.
Right.
I was like, okay, that's not a big loss, right? Out of 1,500, right? So, and I was up.
That's a big crossroad for sure. Yeah. So how did you make the decision?
Because everyone else was signing up. I was like, I'm not gonna be loser, or I'm not gonna be left out. That's what I decided.
So the FOMO got the best of you. Fear of missing out. I'm not going to miss out. Everyone is signing up.
Yes,
Oh my
that's
goodness.
how it was. Like I had to have courage to like,
Peer
okay, I
pressure.
go for it because like I was like, I will be loser kind of, and I will be live as a loser to the
Right.
end of my life. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
And then so I signed up, and there was like the relief. Okay, you
That's
just
it.
make this
Yeah.
decision.
Make the
It
decision.
wiped
That's
out.
it.
Yeah, and they at the same like probably hour later they give us like a tea, the brew tea from like a tree bark. And after tea, that was like first ceremony, right? There was like, seriousness, intention, and so. And they like, just go to your place and just be. And I watched, I turned and I look at the forest, and the trees started smiling to me. I was like, what's going on? So that was
So
the
where were you?
first.
What was your place? Did you have like a teepee or some place for yourself or
Each of us had like a kind of house, you could say.
a cabin?
I don't know how you can call. Like it was built from woods, and we had just net around
Okay.
because of the bugs, and we had like roof from the palm leaves, I could say, and each of us
Like a
had like a.
hut. Like a hut.
Yeah, exact. I don't know the words. Yeah, and each
Okay.
of us had like a toilet built in.
Wow.
They were cleaning up after a while. They needed to do by hands, right? So,
Yeah.
and we had like a room, woody bed with like mattress. Was very simple.
Okay.
That's it.
But then you had drunk that tea and you're by yourself in that hut and suddenly trees start talking to you.
Yes, they were smiling. They were like communicating with me. I was like, what is this? I took already LSD in my life, so I was like, this is like LSD.
Uh-huh.
So everything got opened up. Like I feel, I communicate with my third eye. I see it, everything, and they just talking and smiling to me.
Hmm.
Everything was alive, I could say. That's like I went to the spiritual realm, so
Mm-hmm.
to say. So that was like, and the purpose what they were doing, because the main shamans went to Cusco, to the Andes, and when we were starting drinking this medicine, they were going in and looking into our karmic stuff, like Akashic records, you could say.
Yeah.
And that was the purpose, to open up our auric field, and they just could see
Wow.
who we are from our pasts or past lives. So
So
the
that was
shamans,
was that was your first night, but you stayed for 2 weeks.
yes.
So a lot of things happened during those 2 weeks.
Oh, yes. So I tried to follow. I mean, I tried. I went to bed. We all had went to bed. There was four of us. There was just four of us who attended, like the main people who came for the ceremonies. So I'm closing my eyes, and I feel on the back of my head something black pulling me down to the ground, like take my soul from my body, and it's pulling me down. And I just like started resisting.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't like that because no one was telling me what's gonna happen. It was like very intense and weird,
Mm.
sensation. I wasn't prepared. So I was kind of all the stay. I was meditating. I was just sitting in lotus position on my bed, and I was meditating. So that was the first night. I was scared.
And it's probably on purpose they do that, right? I mean, they're not trying
Yes.
to guide you with words and comfort. You have to go through the
Yes.
experience.
Hmm. Yeah, but no one was telling, like, guiding us, like, look, guys, you're on your spiritual journey. What's gonna happen? What may happen? Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But just don't resist. No one was telling us. They just like, you drink that and you just go to your room. It was like, I think the whole center and the facilitator, they weren't trained
Mm.
properly. That's my opinion,
Mm.
because you can find different centers. I found out after I came back.
Okay.
you have medical doctors, psychologists, psychiatrists,
Mm-hmm.
people who support you when you're going through your process, not most likely the difficult process. They for you, and they like guide you through whatever you're going through,
Okay,
right?
but
So
you went with a group that was very like just the plain like.
yes, so the shamans, they came up during the ceremonies and they were clearing our chakras, whatever
Mm-hmm.
the issue was, whatever we had vision we were going through. There was no communication, any communication. They were just clearing chakras and pulling out energies and clearing the energies.
All right, so
There
fast
was,
forward, you stay for 2 weeks there,
yeah,
and who is the Adam that comes back versus the Adam that went to
totally
that
messed
trip?
up. Totally messed up because lots of stuff I wasn't able to digest, integrate. Maybe I was like resisting. My ego was resisting. If I think if I had like someone who guide me through this process to let go,
Mm-hmm.
because it's a process. So you're facing your ego during
Mm.
the ceremony. So most of your brain was active. Any other brain, it's off during when you drink ayahuasca, except the ego part, the cerebral cortex. You doctor, you
Yeah,
can you
yeah,
tell me, like,
the
probably
cortex. Yeah.
cerebral? So that's a part of our ego
Uh
when
huh.
the ego sits. So that's turned on, and everything you experiences during the ceremony is just that part. It's your shadow, it's your ego, it's the stuff who you have to face. And if you have guidance, then you're able to let go. That's I what I found out.
So, did you feel like because you didn't have all that guidance, you came back? It was transformative experience, but you still had
Yeah.
work to do afterwards.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
pretty. I know because as I came back, uh, I heard voices. It's like a schizophrenic way. I don't know how schizophrenic actually are because
Mm-hmm.
I've never been, but it seems like that for me
Yeah.
as I learned.
So, how did you? So, what did you do when you came back, and how did you get like the full transformation out of it? Like, how did you heal from this experience?
Yeah. Oh, I need to face myself and just start observing, meditating, right, and
Mm-hmm.
observing how the patterns showing up and they're repeating in the head, right? And it was pretty scary because there was lots of stuff who it was mine or was generational stuff
Mm-hmm.
from like my ancestors, I could say. Yeah, been passed to me, and I needed to deal with that, like the voice and just like mostly voices in the head, right? So I
Yeah.
needed
Yeah.
to be present for that,
Did you get
and I
any
needed.
external support then, or?
Yes, I was looking for some support. Actually, I found some place in Connecticut. I wasn't going there, but they explained me there on the website what's happening here or here,
Mm-hmm.
right? So Dr. Stanislav Grof, amazing, psychiatrist, I think. So he opened the center in Connecticut somewhere, and people with schizophrenia, actually, he's helping them going through that process. So mostly
Wow.
we found out pharmaceutical drugs who suppress all this what's happening here when people are going or dealing with the schizophrenia. What's actually happening to them, what he was explaining, is just awakening process. So for some reason, at that stage that they starting releasing all from subconscious level,
Yeah.
all the energies you could call energies or thoughts, that's energy stir, right? So he was helping them, guiding to let that go and release.
So what did
That
you do?
was
Did you go and see him then?
no, I wasn't going. I found shamanic school in California. I
Okay.
was attending, so it was huge part that they helped me with the shamans there, which I met. So
Wow. So did you go to
Right.
California afterwards to meet with those
Yes.
shamans?
Yeah, I was going there and I was attending the school. That was pretty transformative for me because I was able to work out some stuff and then being trained as a shaman and help now people
Wow.
to, like guide them with the their trauma, I could say. And as you
What?
experience yourself, I can say like as you experience, you go through some process, so you kind of understand what someone else is going through. So you have more compassion for
Yeah.
that person.
You did a lot of the work yourself and you went through
Yes,
a roller coaster yourself in terms
yes,
of discovering yourself,
exactly.
the
Yes,
good side and the bad sides, and being able to manage that with different types of support. So this is
yes.
fascinating. And thank you so much for sharing all this. I think this is a good transition to thing number two, which
Hmm.
is, and you started touching upon it, which is what you do now and your purpose, and how that all that adventure of the first part of your life led you to do what you do now, and
Mm.
working with people and working with their energy and helping them to process stuff. So tell us more
Yes.
about your purpose now. Like what do you do and how do you help people?
Well, as I have lots of training from Landmark.
Mhm.
That's a lot because it's like a life coaching. So when some people come for the massage, so I'm doing massages, right? On the table, I'm asking them like what's happening, right? Like
Mhm.
it's like a psychology work. They start like opening up and they like what's going on in your life. Or afterwards, after massage, I ask them like what's happening. So they share. I give them, like what I could say, maybe not coaching them. I asking them question like if what's happening, what you could do. I tell them, did you try that or that way? Just be go this way. Don't make it wrong. Just go this way or this way.
Mhm.
I'm kind of guiding them. That's not still shamanic work, what I do, but I'm trying to connect with them and just trying to be for them as a emotional support, mental support,
Yeah.
and so they can see a different ways when they stuck. I could say like when they stuck with repeating patterns, right?
Mhm.
They can do something different than instead reacting to someone, they can respond in
Yes.
a different way. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But there is different ways. Instead, you being repeating patterns and stuck, just do this way and see how it's gonna be. How what's the outcome? That's like part of landmark, but it's also the shamanic work. How I being
So
trained.
you're combining the different skill sets that you've built over time, plus your
Yeah.
own experience of going through a lot of baggage. You're using all of that in a very fluid way, basically, because you're not labeling yourself as a landmark coach. You're not labeling yourself
No.
as a shaman.
No.
You have the sign on the front saying you're a massage therapist, but you do a lot more than that.
I think so. And as I'm working, I'm like I'm opening my heart. As I'm opening, as I'm working on whatever clients who I come here, who come for me, like I'm opening my heart when I'm massaging them. I bring
Mm-hmm.
compassion, and you know what? I'm not like judging people at that point. That's like he's like Democrats or he's like Republican. I never come from that place because
Mm-hmm.
I see everyone as a human. Most of us are trapped in like we are
Mm-hmm.
conditioned by programming. We're being programmed by our parents, by the society, by the community, by school. But anyone around, we found ourselves during our life journey, and we kind of stuck repeating those patterns. Anger could be showing up, sadness, any all the emotion who we can overcome. there is a way out of that, and there is a way of transformation. And I think like I'm compassionate for those people, and I see them
Mm.
as I am, like I am human being, and I see them as they trapped. I don't see them as they being bad or wrong. You know what I'm
Yeah.
talking
This,
about? I'm
yes.
seeing them as myself, as another human being.
So,
So
because you're working with the body and the body holds a lot of those patterns, energetically, do you feel that? How do you see and identify this in someone when you work on them?
well, mostly, if you relate to your chakras, there is density, so tension in different parts of your body.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel that where there is like some stuff. So I ask people sometimes, like in this, for example, second chakra, lower back, there is something like, you're not complete in your relationship with someone.
Mm-hmm.
Is there something happening there? Because that's the second chakra is related to, and like hips still, right?
Yes.
To the relationship, something happening there.
Uh,
And if they open, they can share something, yeah, when they have courage. So
so, is there an example of some, without revealing any identity, but is there some work you've done with a client that you would like to share, like an example of that type of work that goes
well, I
beyond
can
just the massage?
I can share as I was doing shamanic work on someone, like someone came with like issue abusing themselves with drugs
Okay.
or drinking alcohol, and they couldn't get out of those patterns.
Mm.
They got like a stuck. So I was doing the session. I was asking them question like, "What's happening? You come here. What's happening?" So I have 13 stones in my mesa,
Mm-hmm.
and they energetically charged by the shamans. And in each stone, I was going through, you know, ceremonies and passages. They put the energy into my stones, but also I was part of. So it's like I felt the energy when they were working through. So I opened my mesa. I asked the client to pick the stone,
Mm-hmm.
whatever the stone is.
Are they all
They pick.
different stones, different actual
Yes,
stones? Okay.
they different stones. They connect to different chakras, and they connect to different energies. So the main energies is like water, fire, air, and earth, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was going. So the three stones connected to those, elements, and whatever they pick, I know which one is connected to elements. I
Mm-hmm.
know where it's connected to, and then I identified that person picked the stone. So now I take my pendulum, hold the stone they picked to. As I put them on the table, the pendulum showed me where the issue is connected to which chakra.
Wow.
Then I put the stone on their chakra as I working with them, asking them question. Starting stirring up because the energy it has amazing energy. The stone.
Wow.
So it stirred up all the issues. They starting crying. They recall memories comes
Mm-hmm.
up.
Mm-hmm.
There is different stuff happening to them eventually. Everyone is different. I can't say like everyone's gonna cry or anyone gonna have this emotion or this. But with this person when I was working, he was shaking, he was crying, and he started saying what happens to him. Like his brother died
Uh-huh.
at I think very young age, 6 years old. So what happened? He was so connected to his brother that the soul got trapped into his body, his younger brother,
Mm-hmm.
and he was abusing him, taking drugs
Wow.
for a long time, and drinking. So I had like a crystal. It's another tool. I knew there is a soul there.
Uh-huh.
I trapped there's a way you can trap the soul, and I released that to the light, his brother's soul, and he changed from day to day.
Wow.
He
But
changed today from day to day. Yes,
what you describe is almost exorcism, right? It's
it is like exorcism. Yes, you can
wow.
say that. Yeah. So, and another person I had, that's a like short story. So she was having difficulties with her husband, and she didn't know what's happening. So I did session with her same day. The next day I called her like, so tell me how you feel after this session. And she's like, you can't believe it. I found out that he's cheating on me. And
Mm.
I was just talking with my lawyer, and I see that he was abusing money and all lies came up. So it still that kind of opened up, like you could see more. For
In her
in her
case.
case was like she saw what's happening real. Instead,
Wow.
like she will be blind still and trusting him and so.
Yeah, yeah.
And I had those two sessions actually very like profound session, right? And then COVID happened, and I didn't have any more clients. So,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm
Yeah.
just like, I need to come back to that. That's my intention right now, and I need to bring that to people because there is like lots of stuff happening in the world. We need
Yeah.
probably some healing.
So how would you summarize what your purpose is, if you can, in a few
Yeah.
words?
Well, my purpose is to be for the people and to just guide them through release trauma. I
Mm-hmm.
think so. Be for them, stand for them, and help them because I got through. I still work on my. I still have stuff. So
Yeah,
I'm
we
using.
all still work on our stuff for
Yes.
sure. We
So
would,
I'm
I mean,
using.
if we had fixed everything, why would we be alive?
Yes, exactly. So I'm using different shamans and different healers because I'm gonna tell you, Beatrice, for us it's so easy to see in relationship. For example, you come, you come to your friends and you see the interaction between those two people and you already see what's happening there, but they don't see it.
Right.
Like we from outside see it very clearly. Oh my god, she's just doing that to him or he's doing and whatever it's happening there, right?
Yeah.
But in the moment stay kind of in that
You're
spiritual.
inside the painting, and
Exactly.
when you can be a coach or a guide or
Yeah.
Sherpa, it's because you can see the frame and be outside of the
Yeah.
whole. You get the
Yes.
perspective that you cannot get when you're in the situation.
Yeah. Well, you're doing that work, right? So you know
Yeah,
what I'm talking about, right? So
yeah. We have different approaches, but we do
yeah,
similar things. Yeah.
exactly. So the best thing, like I'm for people. I'm for people to helping them to like work through the trauma and help them to go to the other side. I could say,
This is so
release
cool.
more and more. So
Yeah, awesome. So I would like to switch now to thing number 3. And so that's where it's humanity. And that's where I give you this space to, after all of the things you've shared with us, to tell us what is your main message to human beings out there.
mhm.
With
Yeah,
all the
that's very nice.
knowledge and experience you have, what would you like people to remember or do listening to us?
I think we all forgot who we are, and
Hmm.
the whole divide, the whole being right about like especially politics. What's happening today.
Hmm.
We're all the same. That's what I see. We're all the same, and just go unite.
Yeah.
Just see in someone else that's they the same like you. That it's a simply, but it's not simply. I see, and I get triggered sometimes too. Everyone gets triggered, right? We get lost kind of
Hmm.
in like whatever that is happening, conversation or situation, we get triggered. But it's like when we had on the back of the head that we all won, and take the power back only through uniting ourselves with each other. Like we need to unite. This is the time on the planet that we need to unite for us, for the whole humanity. The religion divides, especially politics, religion. I think that's the biggest for all the what's happening on the earth, on the planet,
Yes.
right? And someone
So
is doing that to us.
yeah. So
That's how I feel.
in a way, it's remembering that we're all spiritual beings having this human experience, and we
Yes,
share that human experience, and we have a lot more things in common than differences.
exactly,
And these days we
exactly.
focus a lot on differences and separation
Yes,
and isolation,
yes.
and
Like, look,
instead we should come together.
yeah, like, look, you may, I don't know, you may born into this religion. I was born into different religion. It's like, you just born into that. It's like a program. I
Mm-hmm.
see,
Mm-hmm.
we have one God, right? That's how, and that's like starting the vision. I am better than you. You are, and that everyone has the point of view. I am better than you, whatever you're Christian, Muslim, or Buddhist, and any religion, Jewish, right?
Yeah.
Uh, This is amazing place because there is so many of us living in this country in US, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like I had lots of different friends, probably different religion. Sometimes I know their religion is that, but I am not judging them by, you this religion or this, or you just Democrat or Republican. I'm just seeing them as a human, another
Mm-hmm.
human, and who you are actually
Yeah.
for me,
Awesome.
it's simple. Yeah,
Yeah. It is simple, and yet we are so
not easy.
bombarded with distractions
Yes.
and a level of overwhelming level of information. Um,
Exactly. Yes, that's true.
and yeah, and how do you deal with this personally? Do you have a practice that you do? You talked about meditation earlier.
Yes. Yeah. I meditate. I'm trying to be mindful. Well, I'm trying to connect to the nature as much I can. Just going to the forest and just I like to dance. I like to shake off
Mm,
emotion. There's like
yes.
we interconnected in the planet. We interconnected. I feel that. And sometimes I have so much pain in my
Mm.
heart because I feel I am so vulnerable, I am so open. I feel it. And many of us probably going through that today.
So
Depends.
you feel the despair, like you have such
Yes,
empathy, you're sensitive to what's going on outside.
exactly. And maybe that's the that's the weakest point I have, and maybe that's the strongest. You can see from different angles, right? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I was like in a relationship last time, and I was just telling that person maybe that's the weak spot. I still have love for you, and I love you, and I can't be with you, but I still will love you, But it's
Yeah.
not easy for me because I open my heart for whoever I am with, and it's not easy because I can't
You create, yeah, it's your
wash that
openness and
away.
it's your vulnerability at the same time.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, and it's good. It's very painful though.
So
If I will be, yeah.
yeah, so I would like, before we close, I would like people to be able to find you if they are local to us. Obviously you're doing massage therapy, so you're not working off on online or anything like that. But where can we find you? Like, how people can find you?
You know what? I need to look because we created. This is different because we created the center. It's a new under new management. I mean, management, new owners. I am part of the center, and it has different name.
Oh, so what we can do is
Hopewell.
we can provide the link in
Yes.
YouTube after we'll put it in the comments of the live
Yes.
stream in social media, just to make sure people
Thank you.
can
Nice.
find you. So that's the wellness center, whatever it's called now, but the wellness center in Hopewell, New Jersey.
Healers of Hopewell, something like that. I am
Healers of
not good with.
Hopewell, yeah.
I think I am not good. I think we are because there is the woman who managing that. I am not good at that. Trust me, and I'm
Is
not
there
good
is
with
there a number that
names.
people can reach you at?
My phone number, you're saying?
Would you, if you're willing to give your
Yes,
phone number, then
of
people can
course.
find
Now,
you?
yeah, it's 609-775-7994.
Six seven nine
So
seven seven five seven nine
7994.
nine four. Okay.
And I prefer to be texted because it's easy to, and people can, if they want to come to see me, they can just tell, like, I am from blah, blah, blah. I am from that person recommended me to you, or like I watch the podcast, whatever who wants to be. coming to me.
Yeah,
And I
exactly.
want to just see you. Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Thank you so much, Adam. It was so good to
Thank
talk
you,
to you
Beatrice.
today.
Thank
And
you.
I am so
I
impressed by
appreciate it.
everything you went through and all the learnings and this constant um, drive to be a better person, to help others, but also for you to
Mhm.
continue working on being a good person. So I'm
Yeah,
very grateful for that conversation.
thank you for what you're doing. You're opening heart and you're connecting people, like doing the podcast and inviting whatever who's coming. Uh, you just doing in a different way, right?
Yeah.
Trying to connect, unite people, right? That's
Yeah,
unity.
and
Coming back.
speaking of which, I was just thinking this morning that it's been a goal of mine since I started the podcast about a year ago to gather a few of my guests that I had so far, particularly the guests that are in the wellness arena, and have a conversation with like a half a dozen people on the live. So I'll probably reach out again to do something
Thank
like
you.
that. But
Awesome. Yeah.
thank you so much for the time. Just stay with us for a little bit. I'm going to switch on the stream and then we'll
Okay.
debrief.
Thank you.
Okay. Um, awesome.